welcome back to the next episode of Fishcraft. I'm fully committing to the bit now, and I'm the captain of this vessel that is a video. This book, it's my Moby book, my white whale, and I will fish until I have it. While I was fishing though, I did see something, I saw something really weird. Over there on Gem's lighthouse. Seems to me that there's a chunk that's been taken out of it, which is weird. And then that snail just randomly appeared. Kind of strange, isn't it? Although we will be doing a little bit of fishing, I'm not going to be fishing the whole time because I've been quite busy. Obviously, last episode we went ahead and we built my starter house, and not only does it feel in line with all the fishing shenanigans that are going on, I personally am in love with it, and I'm very proud of what I've created here. Obviously, we're not done, but there's a few jobs that need doing in the building world. I've laid out where I want my path to go. I want it to sort of skirt around the wheat field that people seem to be helping themselves to. And I want it to go down the middle here. I might have to move this in the future because the center of the base might actually shift here. But for now, I think if we have the path going like that, it would leave me the ability to start decorating some of the rest of these fields. But Grian, the paths are boring. Yeah, I agree. Paths are boring, but I'll tell you what's not boring is secret rooms. Now, I quickly ran out of space up here, especially as the chest monster has started. I need to get on top of this before it gets out of hand. Now, I've made something quite secret. And it's important that no one sees me go in, because it's a secret. Check this out. You stand on here, you fill up the composter, and you get dropped into my secret storage room, which has pufferfish, name tags, cod, a cod to do with mending. Basically, this is my not mending room. Here are all the books that aren't mending. First thing you might notice is not all of the blatant moaning about mending, but actually this very obvious door that says, "Do not enter." This is what we're going to be doing today. I know this is a really, I think, I've made some weird episodes in my time, and this one's extra weird. I've already dug the hole out because digging holes isn't something that's fun on camera, but look at this. What is this? Well, this is where we're going to manifest the energy required to get this mending book. And if you've ever seen the Chamber of Secrets, and there's snake heads along the corridor, well, we're going to do something with cod heads along the corridor, and at the end, we're going to have a custom painting that's going to really give us the energy, the oomph we need to get ourselves a mending book. But we actually need to put the shape of this together, and that's why I've gone ahead and prepared a whole bunch of mossy, cracked, and stone stuff so that we can make it. So hopefully you understand what we're going to be making. This is an aesthetic meditation room to get mending. So before I go fishing, I'll go into my secret room, into my secret door, into this secret room, which will then have a painting of me achieving the fishing of mending. And today, I want to decorate it. This is where the water line will be. And the fish heads will be... they're only 2 wide. The fish heads look something like that. I need to just figure out how to do the shape of this room. So, I think it wants to have quite a shallow ceiling, but a very shallow curve, which means quite a lot of slabs. So this is the shape that I've come up with. It goes straight up, because remember there's going to be water there. And then it has like this really shallow curve. It goes really steep and then really shallow. So it looks a lot like a sewer, a dungeon, a cod dungeon, if you will. I'll move the fish head up a little bit. So basically, there's not an awful lot to talk about with this build. I think once I've designed the fish head and I've already got this shape, all I got to do is copy it all the way down. So this might be one of those times where I think we time-lapse. So let's grab our stones and our stone bricks and make something weird. taken a short pause because now I feel there's actually something to talk about. We've got ourselves the basic shape. Remember that the water line is going to be here. That's why that looks a bit strange at the moment. But I wanted to stop and pause because this here is a temporary fish. Now, I've done something reasonably strange, actually, with the build here. So you see these have like a 1 center. Actually, the hole is a 4 block wide. So it's got 1 extra. But you can't tell because the fish is slightly curved, and because it leans so close to this gap here, you honestly cannot tell that it's not even centered. You can tell from here, perhaps, because of that gap, but when you're on the bridge, it looks totally normal because the fish is leaning over to the side. I suppose I could see what it looks like if I open it up on that side, just to make sure I think I'm being clever, but I'm really not. You know what? It really doesn't make any difference. I think because that gap now to me looks so wide because it's 2 blocks when it only really needs to be 1. It's a really strange thing to do in building, to have an off-center thing like that, but just because of this very specific design, I'm going to put it back. Now, okay, so why have I stopped? This is just a placeholder, but the actual shape of the fish is correct. I just need to texture it, and I do not have the blocks I need. So, codfish. I'm going to try and follow the pixelation of the cod, and they have a darker stripe that runs across the top, which I'm going to do in tough. I'm going to use all stone blocks because they're meant to be stone statues, but by using the same shading, I should be able to match the look of the fish. Now I'm going for cod because that's the one that I see most frequently. I don't think I have enough grey wool, but I'm going to use grey wool for this bottom bit. And that is the codfish. I think that looks pretty good. Now imagine this in each one of these holes, poking its little head out. This is going to be cool. Now, the thing is, all of this is temporarily stone brick, but what I'm going to do is mossify it. I'm going to add some dripstone hanging down, make this look more weathered and cracked and more old, like it's been here a really, really long time. And that is going to bring everything together. So now we go back to time-lapse mode because we've got quite a lot of fish to put in their place. Alright, you got a good idea of what's going on with my base. But did you know that I have done some certified fisherman green redstone? I didn't time lapse this or anything, but I've done it. You need some things. You need some things for my secret area. Who's online? All right, not many people online. Take a look around. Snail still there. If Gem doesn't do something with that snail's gonna keep chomping. I don't know why, I can't be sure. Right, anyway. Hit this composter. That's so awkward. Anything? There we go. That drops down into my room of not mending in here. Now, if you want to get down to the next layer, you stand here, you put in a raw cod. Boom. Item filter, door, secret door. And then we're in the Chamber of Secrets, the Chamber of Cod. You walk through it, and all the fish head, and the ambience, and the lighting. This is so cool! I really like this. And I've been whittling away this room here. Now, I've had to do something quite clever. Well, I say clever. I just had to do a bit of a workaround. So, the end of this hallway is quite wide, and I wanted a octagonal room at the end. So, I've had to simulate drawing this in, so the door here will be like that. So this room's going to kind of close off, and then it'll open up into this new octagonal room. This is going to be glass eventually. Once I've actually got my mending book and this room no longer needs to be a secret, then this can be glass, and I'm going to create a pond, and it's going to be so cool. I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed with this project. Skid says green and gem high. I don't think I've ever been so excited about a silly secret room. I have to build this. I have to get this done. I'm so close to finishing this. This hallway was definitely the toughest part. And speaking of toughest part, I'm going to make this room out of tuff, I think. I think this is going to be a tough room. And I've gathered a whole bunch. I've been super busy. This episode's probably going to be the longest one that's taken me so far. But I don't want to break this up into multiple episodes. I want to have this dungeon done so I can get back to fishing. I haven't been fishing because I think the worst possible scenario right now, literally, is that I go out here. Oh, this is the secret exit, by the way. Ooh, secret exit. Whoop. Can't see it. Can't see it. Hidden. The worst possible thing that could happen is that I now pull up a mending book. I'm in a weird space where I do not want mending yet. See, every fish is now a risk. Right, Skids needs our help. I'm not ignoring him. I've just needed to finish that explanation. Right, let's head over to... Oh my goodness. What is this? What is it? What is this? What is this?
Be
It's
nice.
huge. It's huge.
You mean I have? Get up here. So here's the deal. Let me.
I can't even see it. I need to go higher.
Listen, this is like.
Yeah.
This is yeah. That's fair. I don't. All right. Gosh darn it. This is like. This is like when you want to put up a batting cage
Keep
in
going.
your backyard.
I need more height.
You got to talk to your HOA before you do that.
Oh, I need to free cam to see this.
I
Okay,
need more blocks.
Is
Oh, I
this-
have
It's
one.
huge.
is this your base,
I say
Skiz?
you do need more blocks.
Skiz, is this your base?
Well, yes, but you have to understand. So I built this, and I don't think I thought it through. And as soon as I was done, this is layer 1 of 5. Okay, this is as soon as I was done, and I took a peek at it. I'm like,
Oh.
okay. Well, I'll tell you
5?
one thing. Your reaction is kind of driving home my point now. This, okay.
I'm just visualizing this with my builder brain. Have you thought this through? Because have you made this in creative at all?
No, I don't do stuff like that.
It's gonna be taller than the mountain by quite a way.
It's gonna take every block you got.
Yeah,
It's gonna take.
It's
a lot
gonna-
of blocks.
it's obscenely big, Skiz.
All right. Okay. Well, my answer's been all right. I got my answer. Thank you. I'm gonna have to scale this thing down. This could have been an absolute disaster. I literally everything just felt better in my head. You know what I mean? And I was
It
like,
happens.
yes. And then I made one layer of 5. Now it's gonna get pointier or whatever, but I made one layer of 5. I'm like, this is going to be absolutely.
Look at
colossal.
Pearl's little house in the background.
Pearl's house.
Pearl's
you could
house,
fit 20.
Pearl's-
You could fit 20 of them in there.
All right, I wanted the feedback, not the lashing. All right. All right, that's actually very helpful. Thank you. I don't know what I was going for there.
I
There's not a
think
chance.
not just for that, but your own sanity. It's a good idea to scale that down. Like
Yeah.
less than a quarter, Skiz.
Yep.
Like less than half of less than a quarter
No,
of the
gotta
total
be-
thing. And then
gonna
you're
have to
still
rethink.
gonna have a huge pyramid.
Yeah.
Even if you scale it down, you're still gonna have a huge pyramid.
Thank you. I as soon as it was done, I was like, I think I blundered, and you guys confirmed it.
This is gonna take a year to take down as
The
well.
way that I
I
can
know,
only see the
Skiz,
tip
you
of
need to get a
Tango's roof.
beacon. You gotta get a beacon, buddy.
Oh, I'm gonna have a time lapse of me taking it down. I'll start that with that.
That'll be very satisfying. It'll be very satisfying.
All right. Gosh darn it. All right, that's fine. I'm not mad at all. I'm fine. I'm gonna go cry, but I'll talk to you guys
No, it's okay.
It's a great idea. Just don't burn out making giant
Yeah.
things.
later. Yeah. All right. I learned my lesson. Lesson learned. Thank you guys.
No problem. Pluto,
I'm
you
telling you.
traitor! Get back here.
Pluto just whispered in my ear. Pluto liked the original build. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Pluto's a
please.
horse. Pluto hasn't built anything. That was insane. I haven't seen that. It's like even from here I can barely see it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. If Skiz had built this, I almost want to mock it up and see how tall it would be. Like, seriously, if I'm visualizing this correctly, it would end up tipping up about here. It would be all that I could see in the distance. That is all we would see in this direction. Everything from here onwards would be pyramid in terms of what we see. That was a welcome distraction. Now we need to get back to this. I want now. So I didn't really talk about this side of the room. This room, I kind of want to keep it like a normal cave or something. Nothing too fancy. It's just the entrance. And I'm going to put a 3x3 door here using slime blocks and stuff. So there's another door. There's secret room 2, secret door 3, and then you get the entrance. This is a journey. And I'm glad to share it with you. Anyway, let's finish digging out and decorating this room here, because I'm not going to be able to sleep until this is done. I feel like I've got a bit of explaining to do, because that time lapse was the opposite of what I wanted to do this season. That was not going slow. I'm sorry to myself, because that took all week, but I have to explain myself. I was not allowed to fish until I finished that room, because if I had fished in between, I reckon that I would have got a mending book, and then that would have defeated the purpose of the room. So I literally physically in my head had to finish the project before I could return to fishing. I've actually done very little fishing, and I did roll the dice a couple times. Look, I had 3 books, and thankfully none of them were mending. I'm in a weird position where I didn't want mending. Let me show you what's in this room. Obviously, from the time lapse you've seen. Go to secret room 1. Submit a fish to go to secret room 2. This is the COD dungeon. This is what I've spent my life on for the last week. I got this super cool... I just looked away when the door was there. Go on, close again. I've got a secret hidden door that just goes when I walk by. So let me take you in room by room, because this build wasn't planned out. This is just, it popped into my head and I couldn't sleep until it was done. So this room is your more natural cave, but mostly dripstone. Then we've got the entrance to the actual room. This is it. This is it. This is what I've been working on. You go through here, You get the ambience of the Spore Blossom. You get a bunch of cod heads in a row. And at the end, you can see what this has all been about. Of course, Gem would kill Etho and take away my big reveal. This is artwork done by Hoffen, who has created... I need to get this framed for my real-life office. That's how much I love this. Look at this artwork. Isn't it... Wait, hold on. Isn't it magnificent? Can you just imagine for a second that I'm holding up the book? The Mending Book? I haven't gone crazy one little bit, I tell ya. But that's not all that's... Uh-oh. That's not all that's weird about this. If you stand here, check this out. Now, this is really weird. If you slowly look up, it gets brighter. Can you see that? I'm going to go really slowly. Subtly. I don't know why, but the painting gets brighter and more yellow when you look up at it. It is literally like it's going... Ah! That's the Mending Book. That's what we're looking for. That's why we're here. Now, in theory, I could dig down 5 blocks and fish here, but because there's no air block above, the rates of getting them are pretty low. So I'm still going to fish outside, so I'm just going to take a second to manifest the Mending Book. The next book we get, in theory, should be a Mending Book based on absolutely nothing at all. I've spent all this time on this glorious room. This is my fortress of solitude for fish. Now that we've manifested the book, it's in our minds, it's in our souls, it's on the wall. We are going outside. Now there is actually one more thing I wanted to do. I do need to put like a big fish head here, going out, because that is one flat wall. I clearly lost a little bit of heart towards the end, and you'll see that with the exit. The exit is like the simplest thing ever because I just ran out of steam. This project took, oh goodness, I don't even want to think about it. Maybe longer than I've spent fishing. No, I don't think that's physically possible. Hey! The fish! The fish has moved! Okay, well hold on. Let's fish out the next book. Because we know it's going to be a Mending Book. You see, I've got this weird brain condition called stupidity, where I decided to spend 15 odd hours on a big secret tunnel room just so I could mentally prepare myself for the next stint of getting a Mending Book. You know what? This feels really good. I took a break from fishing to make that room, and now that I'm fishing again, I can now fish guilt-free, knowing that if I got a Mending Book, I've shown you what I've been working on. Oh my goodness. No! The painting lied. The painting lied. Doesn't that make a good rug as well? Makes a pretty good welcome mat. All right, let's go and check out this snail. Right, what do we got here? A very bad snail. It's not a bad snail. Not a bad snail. He's just a hungry boy. Just a hungry boy up to no good. Weren't you, little snail? And hey, what are you doing up there? Oh, Gem won't be happy with you. No, sir. No, sir. You were there seconds ago, weren't ya? I tell you, these snails, they seem to have a mind of their own, which is pretty weird. If we're not too careful, that lighthouse might have a few more bites out of it. Manifest. Manifest. The next book will be Mending. You can do this. You and Rodney, you're gonna walk out there, you're gonna get a Mending Book, you can take off this silly beard, you can get a good night's sleep, and most importantly, you can buy the rest of the Mending Books from a villager. Oh, the very thought of it means I can move on with my life. Watch this. Watch this. The next book. The next book. Etho's landed on the lighthouse to watch me fish this Mending.
Is it gonna happen now?
It's gonna happen right now.
This is the moment?
This is the moment. Well, I can't predict when the book's gonna come, but it's the next book.
How do you know this? This is fascinating.
Because I spent too long making a room that will manifest this book. That's how I know. Run, Etho. Why are you running? What's
Oh,
going
he's
on?
underwater. He's underwater.
What's going on?
Oh. Oh, midair. He got me
Yeah,
midair.
that hurts, doesn't it?
Scar, you want to
Careful,
explain?
everybody. There's an innocent fisherman over here.
You want to explain what's going on?
There's a war going on.
I need a
Stand back.
fishing rod, Grian.
Oh boy, can I help you? You come right here, Etho.
Ooh,
Big
in the
summer
water.
blowout.
Don't
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
Grian.
Guys, man's trying to get a mending book here. Oh! Ah! Ah! Ah!
What happened? What happened?
I got a book.
Mending.
I got a book.
Oh.
Breathe, breathe. Everyone
One time.
breathe.
Not
One
even,
time.
I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna go to enchant my pickaxe. No!
It's
So I-
impulse.
I've learned an awful lot about this game now due to this debacle, and one thing that I don't know if I can verify this. I don't know if this is true, but someone tested, and they went on a server, multiplayer server, and they fished out, and then they reset the server and did it all again. And the order that they got treasure was the same every single time, meaning that the
Book.
mending book the mending book that everyone else has got was like destined
It was-
to be in there.
Yep, it was meant to be yours.
It was meant to be mine. So the one that Impulse
Oh.
fished, that was my mending book.
So if impulse hadn't fished, that would.
I think so. I think
Yep.
it's exactly that the loot's tied to the world seed. So if someone else gets a mending book, I've got another long haul in, but there's been a long time now.
Like, all right. Uh-oh.
Oh. Walk into the distance. Uh-oh. Oh!